Hey everybody, Puzzle Max here, and today I'd like to introduce you to the newest puzzle in my collection. This one I've been incredibly excited for quite some time. This is the Syzygy Crazy 3x3, a new crazy puzzle invented by Christian Willisowski back in 2023, I believe. He's a well-known puzzle designer, and the name isn't just some random word that he came up with. Syzygy actually means a pair of connected or corresponding things, but it also refers to a celestial type thing where a nearly straight line of at least three celestial bodies in a gravitational system. So basically, when you get a bunch of planets together in a line, they form a syzygy. And that's the most appropriate name in the entire world for this puzzle. You notice arrows and things going on here. And this is a crazy puzzle. But instead of like your standard crazy puzzles in the Planet series, where the centers control whether the face turns as a one face or a zero face, basically whether that circle moves or not, the syzygy is a little different. All of these faces, right out of the box, turn as one faces. However, if one of these arrows on the inside edge piece lines up with the arrow on the center, it changes that face to become a zero face. That happens all around the puzzle and means that this can do things that the standard Crazy Planet series could never do. This is never going to be mass produced. The internals of this have got to be insane, and currently it's available at ChewiesCustomPuzzles.com. I will post links in the description. Check that out. Chewy was incredibly helpful getting this. He's currently producing them, selling them, and this is actually the second time I've gotten my hands on this puzzle. The first time there was a issue with one of the edges where one of the faces was locking up when I made a turn. I sent it back to Chewy. He was super helpful and willing to fix the piece and send it right back to me. He was quick in doing that. This puzzle took a long time for him to get to me the first time because, like I said, the internals on this have got to be insane. I can only imagine how much stuff goes into making this and producing this. So big props, big shout out to ChewiesCustomPuzzles.com. It's phenomenal that he's putting this out and making it available to the masses. So huge shout out there. This is a crazy puzzle. I can only, no pun intended, I can only imagine that the solve on this is going to be just incredibly difficult, and it's going to take knowledge from the entire Planet series in order to solve this. Because the fact that the faces can change not only from 0 to 1 by just turning edges, but you've also got to make sure in a solved state that you've got all of these centers eventually pointing in the right direction, and then put all the edges back where they belong. So all of these edges, inside edges, have true locations, and I think that's a very complex part of this. The fact that these arrows always have to be in their locations, and I imagine that because of the arrows corresponding with the other inside edges, there's some relation there. I haven't scrambled this yet. You'll get to see the first scramble here on screen in a second or two. The puzzle itself has the same issues every crazy puzzle has. You've got a little wiggle on the centers, so you just kind of got to be careful and make sure that things are lined up before you try and make other turns. If you make a turn like this, for example, where I just bring another standard flat non-arrowed inside edge up to this red face, it leaves this as a one face. I can still turn and rotate that center along with the circle. And same on the back. If I bring this pointed arrow edge, inside edge up to here, where the arrows aren't pointing the same way, then it leaves this as a one face. So the only time the arrows make any change is when the arrow in the center and the arrow cutout of the inside edge are pointing in the same direction. In that case, the inside circle stays put and it turns it into a zero face. The complexity of this is crazy. The first thing I did when I got it take it out of the box. It's a reason this isn't an unboxing, it's just kind of a first thoughts video. I actually made myself a little diagram and took a bunch of pictures so that I was able to know exactly where these centers go. I have a feeling the first part of the solve is going to be getting the centers pointing in the right direction and then moving on from there. So yeah, this is just an introduction video. I just wanted to show kind of a lot of people how this works and that it's a great puzzle. Definitely worth the price and worth the wait that it's probably going to take for you to get your hands on it. Again, links to this and Chewies Custom Puzzles homepage are down in the description. Check that out. It's a really cool puzzle. It turns great. This turning is smooth. For being 3D printed, you've still got the scratchy sound that you're always going to get, but I've kind of come to enjoy that because it just lets me know that it's a quality, unique puzzle. I'm not going to add any lube to this or anything like that. It's not going to need it. And the scramble is going to look insane. Just watching the faces change from zeros to ones and back is going to be crazy because you don't get that effect on any of the other crazy puzzles. If a face is a zero face, it stays that way. On this, you never know. A couple of turns into this, the blue could be back to a one face. It could be back to a zero face. Who knows? So this is going to be a very, very challenging puzzle. It's going to be a lot of fun to try and figure out on my own. And I'm just going to have to kind of sit with my Planet series and use all of the techniques that I've learned from those and put it all together to try and make this work. So I know you're all just as excited as I am to see this bad boy scrambled up. So let's go ahead and get that rolling. I am using a WCA scramble here from the app to my on my tablet to my left. So this is an official scramble. So I'll try and show things off as good as I can along the way. A couple of locky things here, but that's mostly because of centers being slightly rotated and not perfectly aligned. I have no idea how the corners interact with each other. So the inside corner pieces may have some relation to those edges as well. Hard to tell. I'll probably do a few extra turns after I finish the WCA scramble that I have listed, just to make good sure that things are as mixed up as I want them to be. This is going to break in nicely. I have a feeling that it's just going to take some extra turns, and while I'm working to figure it out the first time, things are just going to get a little smoothed out. Oh, come on now. There you go. And there you go. So a prime example, mid-scramble here. Right now, because of the edges that are interacting with this blue face, it's a one face. But I do a single left turn, and now I can separate that red circle from the outside edge, because that arrow that came in turned it into a zero face. That's an amazingly complex part of this puzzle, and it's going to be a huge factor in trying to figure out how to solve this damn thing. It's really cool looking. And like I said, I want to do a lot of turns here. Let's see. Come on. Got one little locky spot. There we go. Let's see if I can do this. Let's bring that out. I'm already curious on how portions of this solve may work, so I'm just kind of fiddling around with things here to try and get things as mixed up as I can. There's some extreme complexity involved here. Little shades of plastic still falling off. That's how you know it's a brand new puzzle. I've got a really good mix here. Everything's all kinds of messed up. There's some just crazy colors working. I'm baffled by the way this puzzle works, because the fact that Christian was able to come up with such an amazingly unique design and then make it work is mind-boggling. But there you have it, guys. This is an incredible puzzle, well designed, well put together, check out Chewies Custom Puzzles below. It's down in the description. He's got a ton of puzzles there. If you need him for stickers or unique puzzles, 3D printed, anything, it's your place to go. So I think that's going to do it here. I'm not even going to try and begin solving this on camera because I don't even know exactly where to begin. So keep your eyes out. If I get lucky, maybe in the future there will be a tutorial video on how to do this. But for now, I think that's going to do it. And as always, happy solving. Just wanted to step back in really quick. When you check this out on the links that I have below, the colors are different than what I've got here. This comes with some pastel colors in the stock pictures, but Chewy's willing to work with you if you just send him a message after you place your order with your order number and request a standard WCA color scheme. He'll hook you up. So just make sure that's not a confusing issue for anybody. The one in the picture on the website does have a different color scheme, but it's easy to get the colors you want. So just request that and you'll be good to go. Just thought I'd let everybody know before anybody got confused and started making weird comments. So just check it out. It's a great puzzle.